Hey Leo, this is Dre. Welcome to your March 2017 reading. Thank you guys, before I start, thank you guys so much for all of your views, all of your likes, all of your comments, your subscriptions, subscribes, whatever. I'm thankful. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's going to be a general reading. So I just want to start with a few things. If you see people using my videos that aren't me, not wavy teeth, report them. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it's happened to a lot of other tarot readers. If you haven't enabled notifications already to see when I upload videos, please do so because YouTube is weird. Follow me on Twitter. It's like an extension of this channel, but I do a little bit more astrology things and I do weekly tarot pulls. I need to actually work on it, so I just at least want to promote it. So feel free to follow that or not. And I'm still giving readings. That discount that I mentioned last month will extend through March because it's my birthday month and it's Pisces season, and I'm really feeling thankful and grateful for everything right now. So yes, let's get started. So with the other readings, I didn't want to incorporate the past readings like I did before, but all the readings have been sort of blurring together, at least in terms of past energy moving forward. And you guys have had quite an interesting, I mean, you and a few other signs, like your readings really stick out to me, namely with like the energy that's going on, especially astrologically. You guys don't have it terrible. But that Pisces new moon eclipse probably made y'all feel some type of way. I mean, it made everybody feel some type of way. But I feel like it's important, at least for you going forward, for all of us, to get into a deeper part of ourselves that we aren't readily open to, you know, of course, because that new moon eclipse was in your 8th house, which is the house of secrets and anyway, it's a complicated house. But I feel like it's not a unique message because I feel like we're all undergoing some sort of spiritual transformation. We're all doing it in our own time and in our own way. And you guys are undergoing it in a way I've noticed, like, especially with signs that are opposing each other, like you and Aquarius, like, you guys have similar messages, but how you guys are expressing it is totally different, of course. Same thing with Cancer and Capricorn, Libra and Aries. So yeah, I'll elaborate on that further the further I go into this reading. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Cups reversed, which is always good. In the center of the reading, we have the Queen of Cups. We also have the 5 of Swords. Strength in reverse, it's your card. 3 of Pentacles reversed. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. 6 of Cups. And Ace of Swords reversed. As well as the Lovers reversed. Okie doke. So I feel like you guys are trying to maintain your emotional balance, your integrity, or that's what's going to be crucial, because you guys, there's a feeling within you guys right now where another sign got really similar, not similar cards, but similar messages. I might be thinking of like a couple signs at the same time. But I feel like going into March is going to be crucial for you to understand to have mercy, Leo. That's just the first thing that came up. I feel like you and probably somebody else in particular, or you and like people you work with, or it could be family. You've been having it out with somebody, and I also got that in your last reading and the reading before, where you're trying. It's going to be crucial for you to understand how to soothe this the beast within you, because somebody's really coming at you, or the situation is so tense right now where you're trying to, because Leo, you're a very harmonious sign, at least, in general, if that's your sun sign, or your moon or your rising. You want to be harmonious and you want people to get along because, the flow of energy is just better that way, of course. And I feel like you're really trying to maintain that, but somebody, again, like a situation right now is really tense where I'm seeing it with somebody that you have history with, because we have the 4 and 5 of Cups reversed. So that's telling me where it's like sustained emotional sort of disruption, and it's like a cycle, especially if they're both reversed. They're sequential and they're both reversed, where it's just like what's the word? I'm thinking of like a wild ocean wave, like a wild ocean storm sort of thing, where it's crazy and ridiculous or whatever one moment, and then it's sort of chill the next, because we do have the 6 of Cups here. And again, that's what I'm seeing. It's probably somebody that you, like a soulmate, a lover, or a family member that you're really close with, a very close friend, to where it's just like you two, I'm feeling like you probably had the upper hand in like an argument you guys had, or you made a good point or whatever, and you're sticking to that. You're sticking to like some sort of, I'm getting the word decision, like a decision came down, but it was more like you and probably somebody else probably had like a pretty serious argument. And it's like it really changed the dynamic of your relationship. Excuse me. In the sense that you were right, but they might feel like they were right, or they feel like that they have a point. And you're in dealing with this person is going to be crucial for you to understand. Another sign got a really similar message. I want to say it was Cancer, or it could have been Capricorn, but it's just like, when it comes to trying to forge an understanding with this person, you have to realize that there's a part of themselves that they're not willing to give up. And it's not a part of yourself it's not a part of them that you can force out of them. It's just that's how they see things. They've seen this, they've seen what happened, and they've taken it as a means, it's like a blow to it's like a blow to their ego. It's a blow to what they thought to be true about you, what they thought, they probably read you wrong. Both of y'all probably, if you probably just met this person or whatever, if y'all haven't been dealing with each other for that long, it's just like they've probably seen a side of you, or you've seen a side of them that they haven't seen before. And so, going forward, it's just like you guys, it's impossible. Well, it's not impossible for you guys to reach like an emotional reset, because those events really, they shook you up. But that only happened just for you to be more emotionally aware, more in touch with how to, or that's going to be the biggest lesson, because Strength reverse here. It's going to be a big lesson for you to understand that, not everything will require immediate and intense reaction if you guys get into an argument, or if you get incredibly frustrated with something that's going on in your life. Again, this can be a work situation. This can be any sort of situation. But I'm just getting the sense that whatever happened was a learning process for you. It happened just so you can be more in touch with your emotions. And that's going to be a tough lesson for you to learn because you might feel like you were wronged in a way. You might really feel like that you can't let go of this. And that, but I think if with some time and with some like reflection, Leo, or with some just brutal honesty with yourself, because it's not like, okay, let's say you were in like a verbal spat with somebody, like a close friend or whatever. It's not like you lost anything really, because it's not like this person is probably out of your life completely. It's just that you don't see them the same way. And you can't blame yourself for that. And you really can't blame, blame goes, half and half, but it's just that you can't villainize them. You can't villainize yourself, because at the end of the day, you're just delaying this process from the lesson you're supposed to learn from this, which is that, you are at the end of the day responsible for your own emotions. You're responsible for the words you say. You're responsible for, you can't please everybody, and you can't get everybody to see your side, because clearly there's somebody around you that isn't. Just clearly, it's not like they don't want anything to do with you, but again, it's hard for you to actually get through to them, because again, either this might have really affected your relationship in the sense that, going forward, you might feel like, this can't be repaired, this can't be healed. And I see some of you as being satisfied with that. You're just like, you know what? I wasn't really getting anything from this in the first place. I don't know, there was probably a part of yourself that was just hanging on to them because, you built up something with them. Regardless if it was that substantial or not, you probably felt like you had a close friend that just turned on you. And they probably feel the same way, but this isn't about them. Again, this could be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It doesn't matter really, because the readings are so general. But it's somebody that's probably very fixed in their perspective. You are too. But it's like, I feel like there's a bigger landscape of emotional intelligence, emotional depth that you need to explore, that you will explore throughout this month or whatever. And I feel like it's going to be very healing for you guys, because if you are trying to make something work with somebody, it's just that going forward is going to be crucial for, I keep saying crucial, but it's true. It's going to be critical. It's going to be crucial. It's going to be paramount that you realize that, again, the very nature, who did I tell this to? It had to have been Cancer or Capricorn. It was just that the very nature of you guys even getting together in the first place. Like, if this is a love relationship, if you are working somewhere, you have to question this union. And, what you are getting out of it. I feel like a part of you has to be a lot more selfish and a lot more demanding in terms of what it is you really want. How you want communications to go with somebody. And I feel like you're going to have to take the driver's seat, because I feel like a lot of you right now you're probably in a really sensitive point in your life right now, or a sensitive mode, where it's just like, because of this, it might have embarrassed you, or it might have made you, you really feel like the trust in somebody has been lost. And so I feel like going forward, you have to be more adamant and upfront about what you expect to get out of a union, what you expect to get out of a job, what you expect to get out of anything, because I feel like, clarity here is going to be important, because you want to move forward. We have this 5, and then we have this ace here. Even if it is in reverse, I feel like there are questions here that really need to be asked, with regards to either this friendship or with this love relationship or this business partnership. I even see for some of you guys, or just a simple job situation where, there's gossip. I feel like somebody was called out, and I feel like, again, there was like some sort of embarrassment. There was some sort of things came about that, you aren't proud to admit came out. But all of that happened just so there can be healing in this process. The biggest lesson for you guys, Leo, is to really reconnect and find that balance within yourself that's been lost. because I still remember that very first reading I did with you guys. You had the Six of Cups, but it was in reverse. But either way, it's just that there is healing potential here, but you can't beat yourself up about it. You can't, and I always tell, well, at least when I'm talking to Pisces, I know because I'm a Pisces, but it's just that when we're going through an emotional torrent, when we're going through an emotional hurricane or whatever, it's important to feel all of it, to feel the depths of it, to not brush away our feelings, to not be afraid to just, sink to the bottom of the ocean like a stone. Because in order to see all of the emotional hurt and all the emotional pain, we have to view it from the top down, from the bottom up. And so I feel like you guys have either already done that, or there's going to be a process here that's calling you. There's a situation around you that's calling you to do that, because some of you might just feel really imbalanced, or you might just feel very impatient, very just frustrated, eager to take out your these emotional disturbances onto somebody else. But you have to think about it going forward. Is that going to benefit if you are dealing with somebody exclusively? In order for you guys to build something, you can't just keep coming at each other's throats like that, because, what's being gained here? What's being sustained? And I feel like if you keep finding yourself coming into this cycle, you're really going to have to ask yourself some tough questions about this union. And again, it could be about anything. The place you work at, the people you live with, because I see that in the Four of Pentacles. Excuse me. So I feel like it's going to be crucial. Again, I keep saying that word crucial, but I take tarot very seriously, I guess. And these are energies that we can manifest. You can manifest this emotional balance and this emotional understanding, because right now you're probably callous right now because, again, you're feeling some type of way, and you'd rather just blaze through things without taking the time to stop and assess what you're actually feeling. And so it's going to be important. I feel like in order for you to actually be able to truly move on and to truly heal from this, whatever this disturbance was, this fight, this argument, this huge disappointment, it's going to be important for you to really connect with your heart, gain some emotional intelligence, understand your emotional painting. I forgot who else I described that to, but it's like an emotional painting, and it changes every day. And it's not anything to be afraid of or anything to be embarrassed about, or to feel like you're weak or whatever because of it. No, it's just that emotional intelligence. I was just watching a tarot video about that, one of my favorite tarot readers, and she was bringing that up in my reading. It's just like, that makes a lot of sense, because emotional intelligence, it's ultimately what carries us through more than logic. Logic does as well, but if we're not comfortable with how we're feeling at most times, then and if we're just reacting, that can poison our communication. That can poison our own chance at healing. That can poison us from bringing in the love, or anything else we want to bring into our lives that that we're putting our heart and soul into, Leo. And that's you guys. You put your heart into everything. So I feel like it's going to be important to at least get emotionally smart about some things. And so in the Osho Zen deck, we have the Six of Rainbows, which is compromise, which corresponds to the Six of Pentacles. So hell yeah. Just by that name alone, yeah, you can see that it's going to be important for you guys to not be entirely, well, I'll just read it. I don't want to just speak. Don't be clever, otherwise you will remain the same. You will not change. Half techniques on the path of love and half techniques on the path of meditation will create much confusion in you. They will not help. But to ask for help is against the ego, so you try to compromise. This compromise will be more dangerous, or will be more than dangerous, or it will confuse you more, because made out of confusion, it will create more confusion. So try to understand why you hanker for compromise. Sooner or later, you will be able to help to understand that compromise is not going to help. or excuse me, sooner or later you will be able to understand that compromise is not going to help. And compromise may be a way of not going in either direction, or it may just be a repression of your confusion. It will assert itself. Never repress anything. Be clear-cut about your situation. And if you are confused, remember that you are confused. This will be the first clear-cut thing about you, that you are confused. You have started on the journey. So I feel like that's going to be important for you guys, Leo. To realize that, it's okay to, especially with whatever's happened, you're frustrated. Things aren't making sense right now. You guys are on edge. But it's going to be important for you guys, again, to get in touch with not only just the emotional side of yourself, like I said, but I feel like the mental aspect of it as well with this Ace of Swords reverse. There's a lot about something that you really have to think about that, again, explore the highs and the lows of it. Where can you two reach an agreement, or where can you and somebody else, like your boss, this could very easily be a boss, this King of Pentacles reverse, where can you guys try to reach an agreement? Or where are you unwilling to move? Where are they unwilling to move? And how can you bridge that gap between you two? So communication is very important for you guys this month, Leo, as well as not backing down, but also realizing when you're just trying to use your ego to try to push through things instead of actually compromising. And using that strength within you guys is going to be important to understand that you're not really giving anything up. You're trying to get something in return. Okay, Leo? So thank you guys so much for watching this. I will see you guys mid-March for your mid-March reading. Adios.